are the floodgates being opened now? Essentially now we've already had states like Tamil Nadu, and I'll put all those states up, which actually have 69% reservation. You've got many other states with 60%, and you've got groups like Jats, Marathas also pleading for reservation. Given this judgment, you're essentially opening up, some would say, the floodgates. Even the 50% criteria the court said today by the majority judgment is no longer inviolable. It can be violated.
Rajdeep, I'd like to make 4 or 5 quick points. Firstly, I am for affirmative action, but when structural change within society towards a more equitable society is slow and inadequate, affirmative action and increasing its ambits becomes the default option. That is the truth. I believe that scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and later OBCs historically discriminated against need affirmative action. But today we are perhaps one of the most unequal societies in the world. 1% of India owns 73% of its wealth. In the last 7-8 years or a decade, billionaires' income have gone up 10 times, the poor's income has gone up 1%. So when governments cannot fulfill expectations by required structural change, they resort to increasing the ambit of affirmative action. Second point, when we talk of the poor, the fact of the matter is that 51% of the poor in this country are scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Add to that, 38% of the OBCs are categorized as poor by any verifiable criteria. Therefore, among those who are not SC, ST or OBC, the number of the poor is only 14.4%. If that is the case, why should they necessarily have a monopoly on power, privilege, access, opportunity and education, which is larger than the number of the poor in their country? Having said that, I want to raise my 4th question. Even if we accept, and I actually support, strangely when I was with Mr. Nitish Kumar in the JDU, in our manifesto we put in at that time a 10% quota for the economically weaker sections. My question is, how efficacious is this? One of your panelists rightly raised the question that this is a smoke screen. Where are the government jobs? Have existing vacancies been filled? That is the question. So therefore, when you provide this, it's for education and government jobs, which is not the answer, even though I believe, given the unequal society we have, we need to have affirmative action.
No, you keep using the word affirmative action, which somebody else will use as reservation. You're saying this is affirmative action that is absolutely necessary to reduce inequalities in society. Now, inequalities in society exist at 2 levels: the social, educational backwardness of communities, but there is also inequalities in terms of income, which you highlighted. So if I am today an upper caste, a forward caste who has not got the benefit of reservations, and my family earns an income less than 8 lakhs, should I also not get affirmative action? In principle, as you said, Nitish Kumar had agreed upon it. This now goes a step forward and says economically disadvantaged forward castes.
Therefore, I say yes, but the forward castes do not constitute 40% of the population. But I still say that given your inability to solve structural problems leading to greater equity, this is your only smoke screen. Increase affirmative action. My last point is, we must and we should and we need to have done earlier. We have to eliminate the creamy layer from the reserved categories in order to provide greater space for those who genuinely need it. I think that's a question of Mr. Ramvilas' first one as a metaphorical question. But I think we need to act on that. There are generations after a certain point, because income is the criteria, now you said it. Of course, They have been socially and educationally backward. And this is for 3,000 years, so it takes time. But where is the cutoff finally? The cutoff also needs to be defined.